Cosplay. The art of replicating your favorite character's clothes, hair, and makeup while also replicating their behavior. Or not. Over the years, the definition of cosplay has gotten looser, and the question being asked about some of these newer cosplay styles is if they can really be called cosplay at all. The newer genres of cosplay that interest me the most are closet and casual cosplay. So today I'm going to discuss a brief history of cosplay and compare that to closet and casual cosplay to see if they've earned their title. The first example of proper convention cosplay happened in 1939, when a very few guests dressed up in costumes to attend the World Science Fiction Convention. The amount of people wearing costumes to conventions steadily grew over time, and we can find a much larger amount of people dressing up to attend the first ever San Diego Comic-Con in 1970. And much like with fanfiction, we do have Star Trek fans leading the charge for this. In the 80s, cosplay starts to be the main attraction at conventions with cosplay-specific competitions and events, and in 1984, the word cosplay was born. Actually, people had most likely been using the term for a while, but Nobuyuki Takahashi is credited as the first one to use it in an article and have it go to print in '84. In the 90s, we see a massive rise in the popularity of anime in the States, as well as the internet entering the picture. Now, pictures of your cosplay could be shared on the web. In 2008, the word cosplay was added to the Oxford Dictionary, ooh la la, Oxford, which defines it as the action or pastime of dressing up in costume, especially as a character from anime, manga, or video games. Performances involving people dressed in this way. In the 2000s and 2010s, fandom culture skyrocketed on social media. Communicating online has never been easier, and sharing your cosplays and viewing those worn by others is just a tap away. And that brings us into the 2020s, where cosplay is a staple not only at conventions, but of fans' participation in fandom. Though a select few make this their full-time job, anyone who wants to cosplay can find a way to do that. The three main methods of acquiring cosplay are building, purchasing, and commissioning. Using just one of these methods, or a mix of all three, throws the doors wide open for anyone looking to participate. However, there has been, especially online, a growing number of closet cosplayers and casual cosplayers. But what makes these methods of cosplay so different than others? Closet cosplay is creating cosplay using items found in your closet. Kind of in the name. And then styling those items to resemble a character. A fandom that helped pioneer this idea are the Disney bounders of the 2010s on Instagram. This method is great for low-budget and last-minute needs. The style of cosplay is not only quick and cheap, but since you're using your own clothes, it's often also very comfortable. It's a good method for beginners who aren't looking to committing time or money in a cosplay. When you're done, you can just return the items to your wardrobe instead of having a giant suit of armor stashed in your attic that you don't know when you're going to use it again. And coming from someone who has a vast collection of ball gowns, it's definitely a commitment. Certain aspects of cosplay, like wig styling and makeup, can also take a while to properly learn. So closet cosplay can be a good way to explore dressing up while you're still developing those skills. However, some may find it difficult to work with such limited materials and give up on the idea of a perfect recreation of their character. There's only so close you can get with items you already own. It is also kind of considered a lesser form of cosplay. And some haters online will tell you that it shouldn't be called cosplay at all. But I don't think that's fair. Yes, it's easier than a more committed cosplay, but it is still cosplay. It's a person dressing up to look and act like a character. If we're going by the dictionary definition, that's pretty spot on. And I think it's actually quite rude to discredit any effort that someone put into their look, regardless of whether or not it's perfectly accurate. I think it's the effort and the love of the character that counts. So yes, I think that closet cosplay is real cosplay and shouldn't be considered otherwise. Now, what is casual cosplay? Casual cosplay consists of using only items in your wardrobe and creating an outfit inspired by a character. And I know this sounds exactly the same as closet cosplay, but there's a difference here. Casual cosplay says what it is in the title, casual. These outfits are to be worn as everyday clothing and not for the purpose of imitation or performance. It's an adaptation of aesthetics and costume elements rather than an attempt at recreation. It's all about your intention, really. Some people will put on a casual cosplay because they want to post about it online and engage with other fans directly, and others will wear it just to feel a bit like that character for the day. It can act as a massive confidence boost as well, to feel a bit like a character you admire by dressing more like them. I used to dress with the intent of looking like different bookish characters whenever I needed to really lock in and study, and it definitely helped me feel more focused because I felt like I was taking on a little bit of their personality. But is this actually cosplay? I think that casual cosplay can be considered cosplay if that's the wearer's intention. To dress up as a character is to shift your mindset, and your clothes become a costume. It could be the opposite, though. So closet cosplay is real cosplay, and casual cosplay can be as well, depending on the wearer's intention. It makes me sad, honestly, to think that anyone would not want to try out cosplay for fear of being seen as a fake cosplayer or not having enough time or money to participate. There is so much joy to be had in cosplaying, and using accessible methods shouldn't dissuade you from trying it out. One specific fandom I've seen embrace closet and casual cosplay to the absolute max online is the Marauders fandom. It might be because there's such vague source material that casual cosplay is so normal for Marauders fans. Anyway, that's a whole other video, but Marauders fans will put on a shirt and tie, and depending on why they're wearing it, they could be on the way to a convention or their day job, or just to be in front of a camera. It all just depends on the wearer's intention and what they've decided that shirt and tie means when they're wearing it. And I think it's pretty sick that we get to decide what our clothing means. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. All of these costume changes were kind of an extra step I didn't need to take, but I really wanted to show you that it's possible even with my limited wardrobe here. I currently have enough clothes with me to fill maybe 1.5 carry-on suitcases, which is not a lot of clothes for me. Be sure to check out my channel where I do some more yapping and more cosplaying. If your attention span is not feeling up to more YouTube, then go check out my Instagram and my TikTok, as well as my Patreon if you'd like to support the channel and have access to some perks. Have a good day or night or whenever you happen to be watching this, and bye! It's only gone downhill from there. So la la, fancy. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.